This was on the 6 o'clock news in Florida. I don't know what it is with Florida and the weird stories they have down there, but they're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
In the town of Stuart, Florida, residents are up in arms about a man who does yard work and walks around his property nude. Deputy said, there's nothing we can do about it. Melissa Nye, neighbor of the naked man, told reporters, quote, I came out Sunday night to put the trash out, and I look over, and he's bent over winding up his hose.
Okay.
Melissa.
That detail you could have left out.
Well, I just wanted to give you an example. He's not doing anything malicious. He's just out in his yard, in his property.
Yes, but people can see you out there.
And Melissa Nye, the neighbor, goes on to say, I'm like, this is my view of the neighborhood. He works on his car. He does it naked. Everyone's called the police. He's just out there doing yard work. Whatever he needs to do outside, he does it naked.
Did we not talk about years ago what happens if you walk around your house naked and your windows or your curtains are open or your blinds are open and what that entails?
Yes, there was a movie star. Who was it?
I don't remember.
Was it Brad Pitt? And it was a big movie star, and he was complaining because he's walking around naked and upset that the paparazzi took pictures of him.
That's right, but he was in his own house, but the the blinds were open.
Okay, so here's the bottom line on this. The naked truth, according to deputies, is that as long as people are not doing anything inappropriate, authorities in Florida cannot do anything to this man because he's on his own property.
But we can still see him.
Exactly. But this is Florida. You got to remember. So I thought, well, let's find out what it is in Indiana.
So you don't do that when you're out there working on your
No, just the Speedo.
lawn, right, Jim?
I have the Speedo. And
well, that's bad enough.
Till the president of the Homeowners Association happens to drive by. In Indiana, here's the rule in case you had any ideas about that. Even though the front yard of your home, if you want to wind up your hose or whatever naked, this is the way it is in Indiana. This is not Florida. In Indiana, even though the front yard of your home may be considered a public place, state law prohibits you from standing outside of your own property naked because that nudity would be visible from a public street or sidewalk. This is from the Indiana Court of Appeals. There was actually a guy who sued the state, and this is what they ruled. Even though you can be in your own property like Florida and Indiana, because you can be seen from the street, it's
see, I don't even like it when I see guys like driving without a shirt or mowing the grass without a shirt or whatever it is.
The driving without a shirt, that one gets me.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of that. Mowing, I mean, like, they get hot. I don't
Although
love
people
it.
fewer and fewer men are mowing without a shirt on these days.
But the driving without a shirt, for some reason, that's just so, you kind of have to do a double take when you see that, and I don't know why.
If you've invested in a Jeep, and you take the doors off and the top off, you just want to wear your shorts.
I didn't ask you to buy that Jeep, though. I don't want to look at you like that. I didn't ask for that.
Right. If you invest in a gym membership, that might be different.
One last thing. Here's my last question on this whole story, if anybody knows, because if anybody has a pool or a hot tub outside of their home, what is the protocol then if you want to go skinny dipping in your own pool or hot tub? If you have a fence up, I assume according to this, you can't be seen from a street or sidewalk, it would be okay.
Unless you have a 2-story house by you. Next to you.
Or a chain link fence. I mean, you have to have a privacy
Well, that's
fence.
true. You got to have a privacy fence. So I wonder how people, get around that. But a 2-story, I think that's a little bit of a stretch. So.
Well, the whole rolling up your hose naked in your yard is a stretch.
You're listening to the show voted most likely to stunt your growth. Jim and Carrie in the morning. Fun 101.7.